Hello there and welcome along to Voice of the People TV. My name is Kizuke. This is the Spotlight Show. Let's talk about sports. We'll start from the new Nigerian Minister of Sports Development. His name is John Eno, who used the opportunity of the Moshood National Stadium, talk about Abiola National Stadium on Wednesday, August 23, to visit the referee assessors who are holding their yearly development program in Abuja and charge them to aspire to be the best in Africa. Moving on, addressing the referees, the minister urged the Nigerian referees to constantly update themselves with the new knowledge of the game and make positive impact on the domestic league in Nigeria as well as African football. Over the years, referees in Nigeria have been heavily criticized over their performances in our leagues, but I want to trust that we will build on the recent success achieved and win the confidence of our people. Eno stated, he added, referees are critical stakeholders of the game and we need them to be at their very best at all times for the growth of our football. You have the potential to be the best in Africa and you must work hard to be. The minister also was received by the chairperson of the referee committee, Ms. Faith Irabo, who thanked him and assured him that Nigerian referees are galvanized to be the best in the African continent. Moving on, the Honorable Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, undertook an inspection tour on the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja on Wednesday, August 23, to assess the state facilities in the multi-sports complex and also thereafter describe the condition of the facilities. Led by the tour by the Ministry Permanent Secretary Alhaji Ismail Abubakar, Director of Facilities and Stadium Management at the Federal Ministry of Sports Development, Engineer Alanamu Abulore inspected packages A and B of the stadium. However, Senator Eno visited the main bowl of the stadium, the velodrome, the facility building, the athlete hostel, the Federation and Elite Athletes Department, that's the FEAD, and the Power Technical Building, as well as other facilities in the edifice. Speaking with the media after the tour, where the minister stated, we embarked on this tour because whatever one wants to do, we have to do it from a start point of knowledge, and that is what I am doing. Yesterday, Tuesday, was my first day, according to him, at work, and I had the opportunity to take report and briefing from all the departments, after which I left the office about 10 p.m. We are trying to be systematic as we can with the process facilities and infrastructure are a key component of sports as they are variable and the drive battle elite performance and grassroots development. It's therefore, according to him, very important that we get it right. We must maintain, according to him, like the word must, maintain the current infrastructure, right, and that we have, and look forward to making them better to match what we have across the world. Moshood Abiola National Stadium has the capacity to become one of the best multi-purpose stadium complexes in Africa. I promise to give the required attention to infrastructure development to ensure that it remains the best. Amidst the so much that I've seen here, the positive and the negatives, this stadium is very definitive national monument, and there is something about this place and you will find somewhere else that you cannot find somewhere here. Coming from him, he said, however, from 2003 to date, the facility has gone through a lot and suffered decay and looks very unkept. The minister also, under my leadership, will do all they can to get every part of the stadium functional, including the athletes hostel, because athletes must have the best to be the best, the minister stated. Eno, who also added that he will visit other facilities across the country to assess their state and take definite actions on their development. I love to talk about this. I think he assumed office. So we know the sharing part. We know the capacity of what men need to do when you come on board. Talking about His Excellency, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has inaugurated his own body, like I want to call it, a form of people that will be working with him. And this man has come to, that was a move for Tuesday, Wednesday. Today happens to be a Thursday. And like you heard me say, he is trying to make sure that every facility is okay and not kept, and not unkept. A better word to say. So Abuja, for me, I used to like the stadium. I remember when Brazil visited Nigeria and they had a game played there, Ronaldinho, the likes of Rivaldo, Ronaldo, the Lima, they stepped their feet on the ground of Nigerian stadium. Talk about Abuja. But since then till date, the stadium for me has been in shambolic manner. And I'm liking what, Mr. Eno is rather saying, because we need to put things together to make sure the stadium looks very fly. Now, moving on, talking about world record holder in the women's 100-meter hurdle, Nigerian's Toby Amusa has qualified for the final of the women's 100-meter hurdle at the World Athletic Championship in Budapest, Hungary, in Wednesday's semi final. Amosa won 8-2 with a time of 12.56 seconds. Amosa came through to overturn Jamaica's Ankara Nugent early lead and qualify for her third consecutive World Athletic Championship final. Nugent, who is the reigning NCAA champion, clocked 12.60 to finish second. Meanwhile, former world record holder Kendra Harrison of the United States won just the first, semi-final race in 12.33 seconds. Puerto Rico's Jasmine Camacho Queen took 8-3 in 12.41 seconds ahead of the Nia Ali in 12.49 seconds. Amosa will hope to defend her title in the final slated for Thursday, and that's today, August 24. I wish her all the very best that I can ever wish anybody. I know, like I say, it doesn't sound like a hype. Toby Amosa, my friend, and I know what she's trying to do. She's trying to defend the title that she got for herself. And if eventually she comes out stronger, don't forget, it's going to be a celebration time, because before the tournament started, we know how Amosa felt. We know about the doping test fail. That was to talk, and she has been optimistic. She's been very, very curious and been what's the word to say? She's just been expecting something great, and she made the media understand that yes, on this part, I would come out strong. And if I've always been doing it right, there's no reason why I wouldn't get to make things work out now. She's a lady, Toby Amosa, 100-meter hurdle champion, trying to keep it cool right at the world of athletics. Let's talk about tennis now. Serena Williams in the news. Serena Williams has given birth to her second daughter. Her husband made the announcement, adding that both were happy and healthy after the difficult birth of the tennis star. First child left her fighting for her life. I'm grateful to report that our house is teeming with love, a happy and healthy newborn girl, and happy and healthy mama. Her husband, the Reddit founder Alexis Ohania, posted on Instagram alongside a photograph of himself with a beaming Williams hugging both her daughter. Addressing his 41-year-old wife, he told her, this is the man reaching out to the wife, he told her she had given me another incomparable gift. You are the GMOAT, you know what I mean, greatest mother of all time. A new maternal twist on the sporting accolades, the greatest of all time. In 2017, Williams, one of the greatest players in history, won the Australian Open, one of her many Grand Slam titles while she was pregnant with the couple first child, Alexis Olympia Ohania Jr. But months later, she nearly died after she developed a blood clot in her lung after giving birth to Olympia via emergency C-section. Those who are in the medical field would understand what I'm saying. She spent 6 weeks bedridden after the pulmonary battle back to make her return to competition just 5 months later in the Fed Cup doubles alongside her sister Venus Williams. Now, Williams also retired from tennis last year after becoming a superstar for a generation, and we are back again to celebrate her. I want to celebrate this legendary of the game, Serena Williams. I love the Williams family, obviously. Venus Williams at the point. Her number is not okay to talk about in tennis, but her legacy lives on, right? Now, we're talking about Serena, Jamaica Williams, as the name goes. She's an extraordinary tennis star. One thing about this bodies, about these personalities in the world of sports is that they find it very difficult to stay off what they do. They don't want to deviate away from what they've been doing all their life. They want to be on the court. They want to pull it off. They want to play the game. I recall, was it earlier last year or late last year? I can't recall at the time, where I was on the radio set and I had to, I did a bid farewell for Serena Williams, but it wasn't long. She came back again on court. She wanted to play the game. Now, you heard me say about her first child, Olympia. The first delivery wasn't cool. It wasn't so easy, but God made it possible, and this family are really celebrating. She was pregnant, and she won a Grand Slam for herself, and now she have the second baby, and it's just a welcome development. I celebrate them. But moving away from that tennis show, let's talk about football now. Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti, the Italian man, believes that the 23-24 Serie A title will be keenly contested by 4 teams in the top flight. He is one of the opinion that the Serie A title will be won by either Napoli, Inter Milan, AC Milan, or Juventus. In an interview, he seemed worried of predicting the exact club that will clinch the trophy. I don't know, is perhaps the best answer I can say coming from Ancelotti, but there is a specific focus on 4 teams: Napoli, Milan AC, or AC Milan, better word, Inter Milan, and Juventus. He also talked about, the 5th spot of the Serie A table, and he placed Roma, Lazio, Atalanta, and Fiorentina He said they will try to stay there. Roma have a top-level players, but competing in Europe is very difficult. A long-term project is needed since they can't compete economically with the big teams at the moment. Napoli won their third Serie A title last season after acquiring the second 90 points from 38 games in Italian top flight, coming from Carlo Ancelotti. He speaks English well. I love to say that Carlo Ancelotti is still having his eye on his home country. He is an Italian international. He has made a move. He won the Champions League both as a player and as a manager. He has what it takes. I mean, he has the bragging right for me to talk about the league, if you want to say, because he's been here over time, managed the likes of AC Milan, you know, the Costa Cota, the Calazze, the Riccardo Kaká, you know, the wonderful team they've had at that point. I love to say Cagliari instead of Gennaro Gattuso, you know, wonderful side. And now he also had a stint as well, you know, with Juventus. I mean, this is just what it is. He played the game to a level, and this time around, he's been worrisome that either Napoli, Inter Milan, AC Milan, or Juventus will be keen in on that very major trophy. But for me, do I have my opinion? I feel like the better side will get the job done. But Napoli, Stefano Pioli's side, that's for AC Milan. They're okay. Napoli they don't have their manager again, Spalletti, Luciano. It's now Raul Garcia from Anasa to, you know, the Serie A. And with this struggle, they don't look like a team that is struggling because they are playing good football at the moment. But let's talk about the Premier League now. Man City are set to make a bid for Portugal midfielder. His name is Messi'S Nunes. This current summer transfer window, according to the Athletic report, City are keen to add to the Wolverhampton Wanderers their player, to their rank before the Premier League transfer window closes generally. Don't forget, generally transfer window closes by September 1st. But Messi'S Nunes, no surprise Pep Guardiola is keen on this guy. He have lost on the verge of getting Lucas Paqueta, and now Messi'S Nunes is the man. We saw him against United. You don't want to talk about this guy, top-notch player. He plays the game very well, and maybe City might just get a signing, but he's also keen. I mean, City club are also keen on having Iberichu Eze or maybe Messi'S Nunes. They need to get this player. Kevin De Bruyne is out for months, so we have to wait to know how it's going to play. But the Premier League club, the champions, wanted to sign Lucas Paqueta from West Ham. Initially, you know, got collapsed, but an FA Football Association investigation over potential betting breaches has put the move in doubt. Man City midfielder Maestro Kevin De Bruyne sustained an injury against Burnley, and he could spend 4 months on the sideline. City have also been linked to the move to Crystal Palace midfielder Iberichu Eze, whom they have as another option to bolster their midfield. Nunes joined Wolves in summer of 2022 from Portuguese outfit Sporting CP. He signed a 5-year deal with the club. He has made 2 Premier League appearances this season. But Man City are currently second place on the Premier League, standing with 6 points after 2 games this campaign. They play Sheffield United next on Sunday, August 27 at Bramall Lane. And also, still talking about City, City are considering a late move for another player, like you heard me say, Crystal Palace midfielder Iberichu Eze before the window closes. Palace are understood to value Eze at £70 million and have already had success at fending off interest in their exciting players from big clubs on the summer. After Michael Olise signed a new deal and made interest from City and Chelsea, it's been an uncharacteristic, chaotic final few weeks of the transfer window for City, who have been left scrambling for options as they cope to deal with the growing injury crisis. Treble-winning side Pep Guardiola named an inexperienced bench. An inexperienced bench for Saturday's win over Newcastle United. And after the game, Pep Guardiola admitted the club need to get signing more players, bring in big guys, and make better decisions to make the transfer market okay for them. Swiftly afterward, City agreed a fee for Rene after the signing of winger Jeremy Doku to replace Riyad Mahrez. The 21-year-old conducted his medical on Wednesday and is expected to be announced in time to be involved against Sheffield United this coming weekend. But it still doesn't sound cool that Pep Guardiola will not be on the sideline. He won't be on the dugout, better word. He is having that routine back. So he has had it back surgery. So as it stands now, it will be the assistant manager or the coach, because he is the manager. There's a coach, a first-team coach, taking over the team. So midfield has proven to be a problem, as Kevin De Bruyne has been ruled out for the rest of the year after undergoing hamstring surgery. Also, Captain Ilkay Gundogan departed from the start of the summer, and we're keen to reinforce their midfield. The moment options are being Matej Kovacic replacing him before the Belgian was sidelined. City failed in attempt to sign Declan Rice before he joined Arsenal, and then cooled their interest in West Ham Lucas Paqueta after FA opened an investigation for potential betting rule breaches against him. Eze, like you heard me say, is one of the options City have admired and considered for a while, and now honed in after Kevin De Bruyne's injury and the issue with signing Lucas Paqueta. It is what it is. West Ham also, let's talk about the West Ham, one of the best academy in England. I love to see West Ham are close, very close to agreeing with Ajax over Mohamed Kudus deal. Midfielder Kudus might be the new player we'll talk about just a step away. The deal under discussion is worth an initial €41.5 million. That's approximately £35.4 million plus €3 million, approximately £2.56 million in performance-related add-ons, personal terms over what is expected to be a 5-year deal and not thought to be a problem. West Ham will have the option for further 12 months if the deal goes through. Mohamed Kudus is open to the move to London Stadium. Ajax are reluctant to sell Kudus and rejected 2 of West Ham offer for the midfielder. Kudus has started both Eredivisie match after the Dutch club this season, scoring in the opening game and providing an assist in second. Kudus, a Ghana international player featured for his country at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, has entered the final 2 years of his contract. Meanwhile, West Ham have opened talks with Sevilla over the signing of striker Youssef El Nasiri. Just might be coming to the club, and that's for this. Now, Bernardo Silva will stay at City until at least 2026 after the Portugal midfielder signed a new contract with the Premier League and European champions. Silva had been linked with a transfer away from the club, but the earlier side have kept tab on the man, with Spanish giant Barcelona long reported to be interested in the 29-year-old, but he has now ended any lingering speculation about his future, but agreeing a new contract with City. Last season treble winner City have also lifted the FA Cup after his previous contract was due to expire back in 2025. Now, Silva joined City in 2017 and has scored 55 goals in 308 appearances while amassing an impressive haul of silverware for Pep Guardiola's side that includes 5 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cup, 4 League Cups, and a Champions League. Silva has missed City's last 2 matches with a minor injury, but is expected to return to the league match away to Sheffield United on Saturday. Wrapping up the show, Oli Watkins scored a hat-trick as Aston Villa all but secured the Conference League Cup group stage, plays 5-0 thrashing Albania in their playoff round first leg on Wednesday. The Premier League side started the European campaign since losing the Europa League qualifying back in 2010 in fine style, when an Emirates men who put 4 past Everton the weekend started struggling at Oli Watkins headed home Lucas Digne, crossing the 17th minute at Esther Road. Hibs had a penalty appeal waved away soon afterward, but any hopes the Scottish club had an upset were ended as Oli Watkins and Leon Bailey put former European champion Villa 3 goals in front before halftime. Watkins finished another Digne cross to complete his treble less than 3 minutes into the second period. Douglas Luiz also added a 5th from the spot with 16 minutes left to likely allow Emery to rest player for next week's second leg. Wednesday is another match, saw Dnipro draw 1-1 with Snava in Slovakia. This is all I will be giving to you, but don't forget Inter Miami are through to the final of the US Open Cup after a dramatic penalty shootout win over FC Cincinnati. MLS leader Cincy got off the flying start and took the lead on 18-minute through Luciano Acosta. The hosts doubled their lead when Bronzo Vasquez struck just halftime and appeared to be closing into the final. But off stepped Lionel Messi to drag his team back from the brink. The 30-year-old provided 2-inch perfect crosses for Leonardo Campana as the Canadian scored a crucial brace, the second coming in the 97th minute. Substitute Joseph Martinez nudging Miami ahead in the extra time, but his strike was cancelled out by equalizer from the impressive Kubo, all square after 120 minutes. The game was to be decided by penalty shootout. The first 8 penalties were flawless, but Cincinnati defender Matt Mixon saw the kick waved up stepped Miami 18-year-old midfielder Benjamin Sukumachi to convert his penalty and send his side through to the final. Inter Miami will hosting in the final on Wednesday, September 27. Thank you so much, Lagos City, for sticking around with me on the spot right here on Voice of the People Television. This is all I can give to you. I need to go now, but don't forget, if you're not doing it right, you're definitely doing it wrong. And my name is Kizzy K. A whole lot of interesting program coming your way. Please get it locked. Don't go anywhere. Stay here with us. We'll be back to give you more so much stories coming up. My name is Kizzy K. For now, peace out.